Hi guys, in this video I'm going to do a very simple apartment. So I'm not going to be copying an architecturally designed apartment. This is more of a classic developer-led simple building, kind of building we see everywhere. All right, so I'm going to do this simple building here. It's 4 stories. We've got our apartments, we've got our mix, we've got our sizes, we've got our core. Let's say we're happy with that. So what I want to do is I want to add some balconies. I want to add a lift overrun, and I want to make it look just a little bit better. All right, so first thing we can do is we can pull the balconies out, and then we can shorten them by 1 and 2 meters on each side, and then we can offset them 1 meter to the left, and then let's just save. As per, you can see those balconies there have come. So 1 meter from the left, 2 meters from the right, depending which way you're looking at it, but we don't have a balcony usage. So I'm just going to clone residential and make balcony, set those efficiencies to 0 and 0, and set that facade to off. Facade, no, no facades, there you go, and save. And now back in the flow builder, we can add that usage of balcony. All right, and the flow builder will add that 10 levels, so let's delete that so it inherits the top level levels, which is 4. All right, progress has been made. Balconies have been added to everything except the core, which is good. Let's add a lift overrun to this core. So what I just do is, you just copy the core, and then we add a new property called height. And it's made this lift overruns 2 meters, and we chuck that, we get that stack order up 8 or something, and then we're going to add a new property called color, and we're going to set our core to all D's. If I save, you can see there it's all D's, and now I'm just going to add core and change this guy to all D's too. Save. Okay, so now we can see our core with its overrun. It's actually starting to read a bit better as an apartment block. Okay, groovy. Now, we could call it there, but let's go one step further. Grab the ends, let's offset these guys, and we'll offset them 0.2 in a leftward direction. And we will save changes there and just see that we're getting it. Great. Now I'm going to add wall. So I'm going to go to balcony, and I'm going to clone this usage and call it wall. Okay. And no facades is off, but I'm going to make this wall like a nice white color. Save. Okay. Open this back up, and let's put that wall property, delete the 10, hit save. Okay, so now we're getting some articulation of the wall area. Good. If we come back into the residential, to the 1 beds, and we're just going to start adding this facade, no facade true. And let's go to the 2 bed. Oh, hang on, cancel, save. I should be able to do this. Type is building section, and I want to get that no facades. No facades, true. And on the 2 bedroom, true, and on that, true. Okay, let's get out of here, save those changes. All right, and you can see those facades have disappeared on each of our units as we wanted. I'm just going to see the depths here. So we've set them, the left, so the corridor's 2 and the left depth's 8. So if we set that to 9 and 9, so that means that the apartments themselves are 8 because there's 2 meter width there. So 1 meter to the left plus, and then 9, so 8. What we can try and do is we can model these internal walls once more onto the flow builder. Okay, now something tedious that we need to do is we need to add these offsets. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to offset these polygons, negative 0.1. Copy, offset poly, paste, offset poly, paste. In future iterations of this, there's going to be much nicer ways of doing this. And I'm also going to offset that call 0.1. And then what will annoy us is this call won't be offset by 0.1, so we'll also do that guy. Okay, save changes, and now you can see we've got a 0.2, so if I draw a line, 0.20199, that's between that because 0.1 on each direction. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to shoot from the balcony lines, we're going to shoot 8 meters back with some party walls, which are going to separate, which are going to, because we don't see through this apartment building because these are different apartments, and so we want to block that off. All right, so let's grab those. So I'm going to duplicate this boy, and we don't need the balcony, we only need the ends, and we need the offsets to be 0.1 and 0.1. And now this offset polygon is going to be exactly 8 meters, so I'm going to go 7.95 meters to the right, so inwards, and we're going to set it to a wall, and we should. All right, we're close. Okay, so it's working on the 7 meters, but because the end caps are not that long, we have an issue, so we do need to standardize our end caps. And if they're all 8, we should be very close. Okay, so we're getting some stack order issue here. Upon what are you stacking? Okay, so there's some very small overlap over there, which appears to make this guy on the overlap. Okay, so what we'll do, so you can see that wall is stacking on that wall over there. So what I'm just going to do is bring him in by shortening him by 0.1 and 0.1. And really I want the middles now rather than those. So offset those polygons. What's this offset? 0.2 to the left. 0.2 to the left. And we're going to assign that wall usage. All right. Dear, dear. What is it stacking on? Okay, there's a small error there, but we're just gonna leave it for now. Okay, so now you can see we've got the party walls. Now, what's cool about this is it's all parametric, as in if we change that apartment layout, we slide these walls as well as the balconies as well as the wall panels, so everything kind of slides. Okay, so I'm going to try 2 more tricks to get us to sort of 12 minutes. The first, I'm going to put some kind of mullion, as in some like frames in the glass, and then I am going to put some roofs on the roof. Okay, so let's do roofs first because they're kind of straightforward. So we can just take this and we can just add a property which is called height, and going to say a relatively thick roof, 0.4, and let's add a color. And I've been into this, leaving it like dark E, just hash E, as like a zinky color. So we'll do the same thing. Oh, and we need to pop that stack order up into the highs, or else it won't stack. Height and 0.4, and we'll just add that color and leave it as the zinc, and just crank that boy. Okay. So we've done the ones, we haven't done the studio. Height. See, so what you would do in Grasshopper is you would set up like a properties object, and then you would just feed it into all of these blocks, and it would be really nice. But we don't have that. So let me save changes. All right, there it is. So there's that sort of zinc roof look. There's the lift overrun. We're distinguishing the core from the rest, and we've got this nice little apartment building. I may actually, get these balconies. They're probably too big. So this initial line, Sean, let's go 2 and 4. 2 and 3. There you go. Okay, so those, these guys get, well, maybe that's slightly too small. Maybe it is 2 and 2. There we go. All right, so now let's just try and get the glass, and if we can do that, I think we'll have done quite well. Okay, now here's the issue. When we want the glass to be here, but we can't have things stack on top of each other because we don't have this weave stack yet where you can sort of interleave things. So I've got to build the glass as just a 3D object that doesn't stack at all. It just has a height. And so that means that the parametric level control that we have over here, like this level parameter, is not going to work for the glass. So we would only do this once we've decided on how many levels this bad boy has. So let's say we have settled on 5. And what we can do now is I think we could do it in a number of ways. So we could take this middle out and offset him 0.1 and then just add a height. And let's make him shiny, and let's add a color. Save. Okay, that's good. So you can see that's working. Now I'm getting this. All right, so you can see there's this shiny 3D object 10 meters up representing the glass. But that 10 meters is the wrong height, so you sort of have to manually go and set the height, which is not 36, but closer to sort of 15 odd. Something like that. That color's not great, is it? So we would make that color a bit brighter, a bit bluer. It's a bit mirror-like, isn't it? Excuse me. How do you improve that? Do you make it like golden? Oof. You don't do that, that's for sure. All right. We definitely need some transparency. You know what? I dislike that intensely. I'm just gonna kill it. And I'm gonna call it. Let's say that is a decent looking skeleton of an apartment. So there's obviously things missing. There's sort of a facade glazing problem. Let's add a roof. Let's add a roof on the corridor. That does seem reasonable. And oh no, we don't do that. We just do this. Then we're going to add that offset poly 0.1, and we'll add height. Maybe we'll add 0.6 maybe there's like some plenums, 0.7 stack order way up there in the, oopsie, in the, and that color, that hash E. Safe. Okay, guess you can see there's that corridor sticking a bit higher than the rest. Okay, so that's pretty cool. This will be a little template project. We're using the balconies, and we're getting a relatively nice little appearance. Now, just in terms of what the parameters are here and what the gotchas are. Okay, so there's something's wrong with the stacking. These offsets are killing us. It could be that should be 0.2. What if we do that? Is that going to kill us? So there's like a little there to that. Okay, there's a little error there. So if we increase that, we should be still get it a little bit, but much better. And what we could also do over here is we could set that facades to false, 1 bedroom to false, 2 bedrooms. So I'm just overriding it on this one to false, 3 bedrooms, facades, no. And let's just try shiny just on the facades. And on the 3, on the 1, this is exhausting. On the 2. Okay, so there's like a very, very same flow, just with the parameters set differently. You can see there's the balconies. Let's override that color, make it more like whitey. All right, there's sort of a homogenized. Yeah, sort of more. This is actually more how the building would be experienced. You know, these kind of hyper transparent buildings that we're looking at over here. That's not right, but they do seem they're sort of more blank. Cool. That's a way of using balconies and building a relatively fun looking apartment building simply.